Google Veo 3.1 just dropped and it completely crushes Sora 2. Because it's not just higher quality, it also has a much better understanding of your prompts and generates results much faster. But the biggest change is that you can now control your start and end frames, which means you can generate results that look just like this. So I've been testing it over the past few days, and in this video, I'm going to break down everything you need to know about Veo 3.1, how it works, what's new, and how you can use it to its full potential inside one secret tool. Well, the first thing is just much richer and better audio overall. You'll notice that the sound you get now is a lot more detailed and just feels higher quality in general. The second thing is kind of just overall improvements across the board. The prompt adherence got way better, which basically means Veo 3.1 follows what you write a lot more accurately now. The video quality itself has also improved, so the textures, lighting, and everything just look way more lifelike. The motion feels smoother too, so the videos you get out of it just look more natural overall. They've also made some really nice upgrades to the image to video feature. It works a lot better now and supports the new start and end frame feature, which is a big one. That basically lets you decide exactly how your video begins and ends, no matter how long it is, so you get full control over the final result instead of just letting the AI decide it for you. There's also this new thing called frames, which is actually pretty cool. It lets you upload up to 3 different images, and then Google Veo builds out a full video using those. So you can basically control the look, the pacing, and the story just by picking a few reference frames. Now, the tool we're going to be using to access Google Veo 3.1 is actually called OpenArt. And the reason I like using OpenArt is because it lets you access all of these new AI models basically as soon as they're released. Plus, it's all in one place. You can create your images, your audio, and your videos without having to switch between different apps or tabs. You can even make your starting and ending frames right inside the same tool and then turn them into a full video with just a couple of clicks. So for our first video, I just wanted to show you the difference between the two versions, Veo 3.0 and Veo 3.1. To access Google Veo, I'm just going to click on the video section right here, then go to text settings so I can start from a text prompt, and then I'll paste my prompt in here. Alright, so for the prompt, I'm going with this. A weathered sea captain with a thick gray beard and blue knitted hat stands at a ship's railing, gesturing towards stormy ocean waves. Cinematic close-up with slow dolly in on his weathered face. Golden hour lighting with dramatic shadows. He says, "The ocean teaches you respect one wave at a time." Audio, ocean waves crashing, wind, no background music, color palette, deep blues, warm amber, weathered browns, no subtitles. Now, I'm going to start by selecting the old version first. I'll set the resolution to the highest possible, keep video motion on normal, and then click generate. Once that's running, I'm switching over to version 3.1. And as you can see, OpenArt actually saves my prompt automatically, which means I don't need to re-enter anything. I'll just change the aspect ratio to 16:9, make sure all the settings are the same as before, and then hit create. I'll wait for both generations to finish, and let's take a look at the results.
The ocean teaches you respect, one wave at a time. The ocean teaches you respect, one wave at a time.
As you can hear, not only is the audio quality noticeably better, but the overall visual quality is too. In Google Veo 3.1, the face looks way more realistic. It doesn't have that slightly plastic, AI-generated look anymore. The textures on his clothing, the detail in his beard and skin, even the lighting, it all feels more natural and realistic. And honestly, I think his voice in the newer model also fits his look way better. It just looks more believable overall. Now that we've seen that comparison, let's go ahead and generate some more videos using Google Veo 3.1. The first thing I'll do is hop over to the Elements button. And here we're going to test out the new feature that lets you drop in up to 3 different images and then generate a full video using all of them. So first off, we need to get some images. For that, I'm going to use the image generator inside OpenArt. I'll switch over to the image section, and for this first one, I'll select the OpenArt photorealistic model. For the image of our person, I'll type in woman in her 20s and then click create. As you can see, we instantly get a really nice, realistic looking result. Next, I'm going to switch the model to Seedream 4. For this one, I want an image of a statue. So I'll write a huge marble statue. Then I'll click create, and as you can see, we get a really nice looking statue image that fits perfectly. For this scene, I'll type in a quiet park at sunset and then click create. As you can see, the result looks beautiful. The sky glows in warm shades of orange and pink, casting soft light across the park. Now, I'm just going to download all of these images, then head back over to the video section, click Elements again, and upload all of my images there. For the prompt, I'll write, a marble statue stands in a quiet park at sunset. A woman looks up at it, talking about how people once tried to capture feelings in stone, and somehow they did. Then I'll click generate, and let's take a look at what we get.
They tried to capture feelings in stone, and somehow they did.
As you can see, the result looks amazing. It flawlessly uses both reference images. The woman looks exactly like the one we just generated, and the statue looks super realistic. The whole video feels natural, like an actual shot of someone filming their family member talking about a statue. I also really like how it picked up the sound of nature in the background. The wind, the ambient noise, all of it just adds to the realism. It genuinely feels like a real moment, which is kind of crazy considering it's fully AI generated. And now, let's test out the starting frame feature. This one's actually really good for a bunch of different things, especially for product images, which we'll get into a bit later. But first, I want to show you how you can make generations where you can set up people to look like brand logos. So for this one, I just wanted to animate an infinity logo. I'll go into the image section, write my prompt here, aerial nighttime photograph of a giant glowing open art infinity logo formed by thousands of artists standing together in a vast city square surrounded by modern architecture and digital art projections. Each person holds a glowing tablet or holographic frame showing different AI-generated artworks, creating waves of color, neon blues, purples, and soft golds that merge into the infinity symbol. The logo radiates shifting gradients of light, symbolizing creativity without limits. Drone captured from directly above, cinematic contrast, ultra-detailed 4K quality, atmospheric haze, luminous reflections on the pavement, futuristic yet human, and then click generate. As you can see, it gives us a really cool looking image. You can actually see people holding posters. There's this glowing light around the logo, and it just looks awesome. Now, I'm going to go back to video, import this image as my starting frame into the image section right here. Make sure I have version 3.1 selected, up the resolution, set video motion to normal. And then I'll just use this prompt right here. The people forming the infinity symbol begin to move in synchronized waves. In one loop, they perform slow, coordinated sit-ups, creating a ripple effect of motion that flows through the curve. In the other loop, people rise and jump lightly in rhythm, their glowing tablets pulsing brighter with each movement. The light from their screens travels across the logo like energy passing through a circuit, smooth, seamless, and perfectly timed. As the rhythm builds, the two sides of the infinity alternate between waves of motion and stillness, symbolizing constant creative flow. Once it's done, you can see it gives us a really nice looking result. The people are moving, but they still stay aligned with the original image, and honestly, this is something brands could easily use in their commercials to highlight their logos in a super creative way. But now, let's move into some brand promo videos, because this is where the tool really gets good, especially now that you can basically create videos of any length you want. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is, of course, start off by finding a product. For this one, I'm actually going to use this image of the AirPods Max on this headphone stand. Now we need to create our secondary image, which we'll be using as our end frame. I want the ad to have the camera slowly moving around the product, and then the product kind of transitions into a different environment by the end. So I'm going to import my first image into the image section right here. Then I'll use Nano Banana to switch things up a bit by writing, change the product environment to a solid black background, and turn the headphones around. As you can see, the image we get back looks perfect for what I had in mind. So now, I'll head back over to the video section, select Google Veo 3.1, and import both my starting frame and my end frame. Finally, I'll use this prompt right here, a premium silver white over-ear headphone set with mesh cushion ear cups and polished aluminum finish, perched on a minimalist white stand in a bright white studio. At 2 seconds, the camera begins with a wide shot and slowly zooms in toward the headphone, emphasizing the texture of the ear cushions and metal sheen under soft studio lighting. At around 3 seconds, the camera transitions into a fast, fluid 180-degree orbit around the headphone, motion blur subtle, capturing reflections as the stand and background begin to fade. Finally, the camera pulls back, zooms out gracefully, revealing the full silhouette of the floating headphone in the center of the black background. Style: ultra minimalist, Apple commercial aesthetic, shallow depth of field, high-end product cinematography, clean reflections, no subtitles, subtle ambient hum, plus light whoosh sounds. Now, what's different about this one is that you can actually give it specific descriptions for each part of the video, and it will basically tailor the animation to that. It's not perfect yet, but it's really good at understanding those transitions, and that's exactly what we'll use here. Now I'll click generate, and let's take a look at our result. As you can see, it came out looking really cool. I'd say this is a great result. the product stays completely consistent throughout the whole video, and the overall look is super clean. But you can actually take this a step further while still keeping that same level of consistency. Here's how you do it. You'd click the switch button to swap your frames, making your end frame the new starting frame. Then you can import a new image for the new end frame. In my case, I made a new picture of the AirPods floating in space with Earth behind them, because I wanted the product to kind of fly out into space at the end, which gives it that smooth, futuristic vibe that fits the design of the headphones really well. So for the new prompt, I'll paste this: a premium silver white over-ear headphone set with soft mesh ear cups and polished aluminum finish, suspended on a minimalist white stand in a bright white studio. At 2 seconds, wide shot, camera slowly dollies in and zooms toward the headphones, bringing the texture of the mesh and metal reflections into focus. At 3 seconds, the camera begins a fast 180-degree orbit around the headphones, motion blur, subtle, capturing the polished surface. Background remains white. Finally, the camera pulls back, zoom out, to reveal the headphones hovering above a slowly rotating Earth, rimlit against space, resolution, ultra crisp, 1080p 16:9 cinematic style. Make sure all the settings are maxed out and then click generate again. And as you can see, the result came out looking amazing. But what's really cool here, and what I want you to notice, is that the transition between both of these videos is basically seamless. That's the key part. This is what allows you to create consistent videos, basically unlimited in length, while keeping everything perfectly aligned from one generation to the next. So now you know exactly how to use Google Veo 3.1, how to generate your videos, and even build full ads straight from your images. And what makes all of this so nice is that you can do it all inside OpenArt. You can create your images, fine-tune your prompts, and then take them directly into Veo 3.1 without ever leaving the platform. It's literally everything: image, audio, and video all in one place. So if you want to start creating professional-looking videos with Google Veo 3.1 yourself, go sign up for OpenArt using the link down in the description below. I'll see you guys in the next one.